This is a UDK Gears of War Matinee demonstration. The clip is created by me, and this is the commentary. So, when you make a Matinee, you want to generally have the camera centered on the action. So, for example, here, people are talking, but everyone's centered on one person who's relatively close to the screen. The reason behind this is it's easier for the audience to get directly immersed. From here, he goes off screen. People then have to follow with their eyes, and then because of that, they are more observant to look around, and this makes the entrance of someone coming in from the left or right more appropriate, as you can see, because now that people are used to moving their eyes, they can do that. It seems simple stuff, but that's the way it's done. Originally 4 years ago, these clips were going to be used in a team video, but life happened, there was a falling out, and we went our separate ways. The series this was geared towards never finished, and the fans were left clueless. From what I've seen, the finale won't ever be produced for the show. You could say it's been out of service for too long. Knowing that, I've put these clips together and added commentaries so that others may learn what is possible with Matinee using the Unreal Engine. So with Gears Remastered and Gears 4 announced, I hope someone is inspired enough to use Unreal Engine Matinee, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, here in the next clip here, some of these overhead views just gets you a general idea of the scenery. Now, with this kind of interesting stuff, it's important to make sure that, again, everything is centered, and when you have characters, if anything's important, right, you zoom in on it. And so for here, because this is basically a plot point, you know, the good cog are cornered by the bad cog, and they're about to be executed. But then, because of this, basically the map gets dropped, the guy picks it up, and then he goes off to find what the map is, what they're searching for. These parts here are interesting because it shows basically the parts where the bad cog are losing, and then it shows how the good cog are coming back, and then they take out the locusts that are attacking them. And yeah, it's not obviously going to be cinematic quality in terms of, you know, AAA standards. But for anyone who's familiar with UDK, you would know that, you know, something like that takes a while to set up. So basically the good cog team up to get on the chopper. The one main bad cog basically takes out his locust, and then he sees them all on the chopper. Now, the good news about this is the fact that you can have some comedy relief here, a little bit of that, to try and show that, you know, too bad we've gotten away with it. Here, this Theron had actually snuck by at the beginning screens, if you first saw when the Locust ambushed there, but you have to be pretty observant to see that. But that's something that you can always do, you know, if someone wants to re-watch a cinematic or something, they can go, oh yeah, they did do that. Here, basically, the guy gets stabbed, and he gets taken care of. Now, for a split second there, you see the bull talk. In hindsight, it would have been better to have it on the bull talk in the first place, instead of zooming down to it for the split second there, just because it would have made a bit more sense to the viewers. You want to shock the viewers in some cases, but some cases you kind of want to foreshadow what's going to happen. Here's nice. You basically get to see that the heroes are pretty much screwed at this point, and, you know, at this point, what are you going to do? How are you going to fight that? You can't fight something like that. So, the Theron basically climbs on and basically says, you're next. At this point, our one cog with the map is frustrated. He kicks the wall, and even though this is a security map, it is completely modded. And so anyone who's familiar with the security map would go, wait a minute, is that really there? You know, it would trick them and go, wait a minute, that's not there. So that's always nice to add a little twist in that no one would see coming, and that's how you kind of do a twist like that. So in this portion here, you have him being the hero, and he's going to take on the Brumac, and at this point the guys know it, and they go, okay, well, let's get out of here, because we can't help him out. He can take care of this. So they pretty much get moving, and the final battle begins, basically. So we cut back here, Silverback versus the Brumac, and shows the weapons. And so you have it take down the Brumac there with an animation. He's weak. the silverback knows he needs to get away from the Brumac. I love this part. So basically you have the Brumac chasing the silverback, and the silverback, backed into a corner with only one last resort, fires the rocket, blows up the Brumac. Theron goes flying. The cog must escape as the Brumac topples onto it, and then you see the Theron, though still surviving, pull of the knife with a reflection of the cog there of who's next, and points to him. At this point you have the hero go, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do at this point. And at this point that's kind of what the viewer is in, so the viewer can relate. So now you have the Theron grab the cog, and you think, uh-oh, is he gonna chop his head off? Boom. Luckily, from somewhere above, a bullet came down and shot the Theron. So the good cog grabs the magnum, blows off the head of the Theron, and then you see who did shoot, and it was the guy who had got the sniper earlier on, and he basically saved the guy so he could finish off the Theron. Right, one of those teamwork moments, which is good. So now you have him basically calling in the chopper, saying that, yep, things are taken care of. We're not going to have to worry about these guys again. Let's get out of here. And so the chopper comes back to land for these guys. Good. And of course he's happy. And at this point, the tension's relieved for the viewer. But then, one last surprise. You have the bad cog who got stabbed. Basically, he's coming down the steps. And he's angry because what's happened here is some of the cogs have pretty much been a pain the whole time. And one guy has basically turned on him holding the hammerburst. And he goes, you don't need to listen to this guy anymore. Which is really important. And he goes, yeah, I don't need to listen to him. So by taking him out, you basically get the satisfaction of knowing that the cog who had been serving under him, an unworthy leader, really abandons him, as he rightfully should. So now you can see it says, thank you for viewing this matinee demonstration that was put together using UDK and Unreal Development Kit. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.